average breakfast for us. We get some sort of convenience store pastry, like this little spirally dude here. Another thing that's great to get at the convenience store is red ginseng. My voice went away.
That was terrible.
The star of every breakfast for us is any version of coffee that we can find.
We're headed for the town of Gumi. We're in Myeong right now, and we've been sleeping in love motels, which are pretty satisfactory from the standpoint of if you don't want to carry too much stuff, if you don't want to carry your camping stuff. It was really nice to have the Love Motel last night because it was, you know, not only do you get to watch really stupid movies like Terminator Vengeance or Terminator Return or whatever it was called, but also you get to sleep indoors in the middle of really bad thunderstorms. So last night was a pretty severe storm, and there's pools of water all over the road today. Hopefully make about 80 kilometers today. It's like noon right now, so we got some time still in the day. So this is our view. We just unexpectedly climbed a massive hill, but we got a cool view.
It's humid. It's so humid. Yeah, it's humid.
Can I get a close-up of your sweat?
Oh my gosh, I don't think you need
The sweat.
Yeah, the gnats are also buzzing around. Hungry.
All right, we were riding and Mallory was starting to get hangry.
I was getting a little hangry, so I asked if we could stop for food.
Just doing the last couple of miles. Without Mallory, she took a taxi to go get her bike fixed. And turned out to be a really beautiful ride.
Start over. So today's the morning of day 5 of our trip. And day 4 was a little bit of an adventure for a couple of reasons. So first, we started off the day relatively well, but about 2/3 of the way through our trip, my bike tire popped, and so we needed to fix it. And John has plenty of skills in fixing bike tires, so we've traded that out. But then it happened again, and so we realized there was a little bit more wrong with the front tire than we had thought, and that it definitely needed to go to a shop and have more parts replaced. But the problem is that we were on some isolated dam in the middle of nowhere, and there was nobody there, and there weren't any taxis coming, so we had to improvise a little bit. Getting help from this lovely young lady who's helping me call a taxi, and John will meet me there, where hopefully we can find a bike shop and maybe a place to stay if the day has ended by then. We'll see. Adventures.
And how old is it?
I have no idea. You'll have to ask the person I got it from.
Let's message her. Catherine, how old is this bike? When was the last time someone changed the tires?
And then I cabbed it to Doge, which was the nearest town which we had hoped would have a bike shop, while John was biking to meet me there. But it turns out Doge is very, very small and doesn't have a bike shop. And so I was directed to go to the police station where the one guy in the town who speaks English was. And the police were absolutely wonderful in helping me out. But the police captain apparently saw this all happening and decided he didn't want me taking a taxi. And so he offered to give me a police escort, basically, to Gumi.
Okay, what happened?
So now the other tire is flat, and we could fix it ourselves. We do have an extra tube, but the bike shop's open in like 25 minutes, so we're just gonna hang out, wait for them to open up. They'll do it nice and quick, and then hopefully we'll be on our way. No more bike malfunctions, we shall see. Stay tuned.
Mallory's going for the stamp.
We just got to our next one. Yay!
so we just passed a monastery, and now we're on this like really bad road. I think it might be one of the worst roads I've ever seen in Korea. Just like muddy, rutted out, terrible, barely serviceable road. Definitely not for a road bike. If Mallory was riding, if she's riding her road bike, she's just gonna get a flat.
Here we are, end of day 5 for us on our ride. We are in Namgi, which is like a tiny town. That was the closest thing we could find for a reasonable distance. It's been our longest day. We did 145 kilometers and had a little bit of a rough start to the day. Had to get my bike fixed again, so had a late start. Ran into a couple of unexpected, not detours because they were on the map, but definite difficult patches through some steep hills and kind of back trails. Long story short, it is now 9:30, but highlights of the day, we saw a snake. It almost attacked John. We saw a Buddhist temple that was really high up on a hill. Now we just have one day left to make it tomorrow.
All right, this is our coolest love motel so far. This one has a big bathtub thing. As you can see, it's a pretty cool room. Most importantly, the inspiring word art on the walls. You know, such terms as pencil or frustration, we think. All we see is the frustration. All right, so it's our last day. So right now we're pretty much just making decisions based on two things. First, where are there train stations where we can get back home tonight? And second, when is the rain gonna start? So we're gonna head off and get to maybe a halfway point, check out the weather, see what it's like. If it looks good, we'll go on to GoPro. All right, here we are on our last day of riding. And it's pretty cloudy, it's a lot cooler, which is nice, because man, it's been so hot the last couple of days. Just ridiculous. So I'm pretty stoked for some cooler weather. So we're at Seoul waiting for the train. We rolled into the train station just a little bit ago, hoping to get a ride home. The only train that had seats though was the train leaving right now. So we took our wheels off our bikes and hustled on over here, and the train's getting here now. So hopefully we'll hunker down and be home in a few hours. So we wanted to go all the way to Busan, but we had an absolute last minute do or die must be home time, and we were not going to be able to make that. So the last train was only like, the last train's going to get us home at like 9:30, 10 p.m. tonight, and we have some stuff to do for work tomorrow morning, so we couldn't spend any more time on this. Plus it was raining, so I was really not that disappointed, and my butt hurts like a lot. Though we experienced some bumps along the way, our bike trip from Seoul to Busan was a great way to get out of the big city, have some adventures, and see some of what this beautiful country has to offer.